What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. And this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever on the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topics as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code Mr. Gentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 7. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boys Podcast, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And on this episode, we're going to talk about the art of support. Pretty much what it means, why do I do it, and many more. And you already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is Chewy, host of Screaming Chewy Show. And hey, what is this you're listening to right now with very inspirational content and music? Amazing. You're listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at the time for the Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, even when you're successful, the work is never done. And I say this because even when you get everything that you want, there's always more work to be done, because there's always something new to learn. And always something new to improve. And always something new to aim for. There's always new goals out there. So even when you're successful, the work is never done. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Up Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
Hey, my name is Cece, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for the art of support. But before we dive into it, what does the word support mean? Support provides assistance, encouragement, or help to someone or something. It's involved taking action to promote or defend a cause, idea, or person. Support can be expressed in a variety of ways, such as financial aid, emotional support, or physical assistance. It can also involve advocate for a particular position or belief. Support can also refer to the help, encouragement, or assistance provided to someone or something. So I know everybody always wondering, why do I like supporting others? And I like to support others because I like to see people win. I like to see people I know starting businesses. I like seeing people I know doing big things. And it just makes them proud of them and believe of everything that they are doing. And I want to be a part of that support. So that's why I like to support others. When I started Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on January 20th, 2019, the original goal was to have my friends or family or somebody that I know and bring them on the show and give them their flowers. Because I felt like the entire world should know how amazing they are, and the world should know everything that they are doing, from their story to their brand. And even now, the show is even more bigger now. I continue to want to give people who come on my show their flowers, because I feel like the world deserves to know who they are and should know their talents. And this is also my way of saying that I believe in you. and this is my way of saying that I support you. I know when I started Mr. Gentleman Like the podcast, I didn't really have as much support as I wanted. I wanted many people I know to listen to the show, but people just never gave it a chance. And people didn't give it a chance because it was me. When they was go out there and support somebody more popular than somebody they know. And it's sad when a family or a friend don't support you or your vision. But somebody who don't know you will support you in a heartbeat. And I always find that to be crazy. But even when the ones I know don't support me, I continue to take that negative and turn it into a positive, and I just choose to not give up. I just choose to continue to be consistent with my show. I continue to put out some dope content, and I continue to expand. And while the one that didn't believe in me in the beginning, they believe in me and support me now. Because now they see what I'm doing. They see the growth. They see that I'm more than what I was. And better late than never, but I appreciate the support regardless. And I appreciate that one more person gave me that one chance and believe in me and my vision. Because in order to get support, we just need that one opportunity to give us a chance. Because if we ain't given that chance, then how would people know if you're good or not? And I like supporting the podcast community because being in this podcast thing for almost 5 years, I feel like I want to give something back to the community. I feel like I want to show my knowledge to everybody who's starting out there, because it's not easy starting a podcast. There have been many times that I wanted to give up because I had the lack of support. I didn't have people who believe in me too much. But if you really believe in something, and you really believe in something and believe in your vision, you just have to keep going and not give up. And that's what I want to do for the future podcasters that want to come out. I want to give back. And this is my way of giving back, is showing my support to the community. And letting you know that it's not easy. It's not easy, starting a show. You just have to believe in yourself and don't give up. And make sure you got the right support. Sometimes your family and friends not going to support you, but there's always going to be somebody that will support you. It's just going to take some time. And I just want to say this. Many people always say that my support is not genuine, that I only do this for my show to get on charts. If y'all think that, then clearly y'all don't know me. Because trust me, there have been many times, even before the podcast community, that I support others. Whether it's their shows, whether it's their clothes, whether it's their events, whether it's their book, or even just a post I share. Support is free. Your family and friends not only going to support you, but it's going to be somebody that will support you, and that person will support you to the end. And also, it seems to be the topic of this episode as well. Always believe in yourself and believe in your vision, because you just never know where that could take you. If somebody don't believe in you, just go harder. And I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents Spin-off Series Thursday, A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays, where we have shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Ms. Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. and the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and Podchasers. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can also check me out on the Premier Boys Podcast with myself, Aaron Keto Sands, the star Roddy Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal. Season 4 of the Premier Boys Podcast, January 24th, 2024, and every Wednesdays after that. Check out other shows for the Premier Podverse, King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron, King Talk Sands, every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast, hosted by the Star Rider Ride, every Monday at 12 p.m. And the Trilogy Podcast, hosted by Lone Live the Chief, Mighty Mal. The series premiere coming soon. Check out all shows from the Premiere Podverse. And if you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast for the main series and spin-off series Thursday shows, send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, Ken, ypgent@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken _ Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken _ Mr. Mr. Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, and we can set something up. I still need more guests for season 7 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and guests for any other spin-off series of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts, where we shout out 4 to 5 shows and we give them their flowers. And the first thing first, I'm going to talk about the show called The Unexpected Podcast. You know, she talk about many author tips and writer tips on everything she's doing, and she tells stories about stuff related to her life. I just started this as a brand new show, and I am really enjoying the show so far. So far, it's just on Spotify and not on every platform yet. But check out The Unexpected Podcast. It's a really good show. And who knows, I might have on my show soon. Check out the show. Next, we got The Demetra Obu Show. This is also another brand new podcast show that I started listening to. And she's a pretty big deal. She talk about sports. She talk about other life stuff. And this is a really good show. I'm becoming a really fan of the show. And check out The Demetra Obu Show. Next, we got Dear Me with Emperor Jahan. And this is a very inspirational show. And this is a friend from high school actually started a podcast show, and I started listening to it. And it's really inspirational. Y'all definitely gotta check this out. If y'all need some inspirational in your life, check out this show. And last but not least, this is a returning shout out that I said last season. But since she got a new season, I gotta show her some love. Troll 3 Talkback, hosted by Victoria J. You know, she got a new season out right now. You know, she going really hard on this season. She got some new segments this season as well. She got the Queen Table Talk, where she brings many women to the platform and they talk about many things. It's a dope concept. And of course, she still got the Freedom Friday chats, Freedom Girl Chat Fridays, and she got the Morning Inspirational every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So check out Troll 3 Talkback, hosted by Victoria J. And check out the 4 shows that I just mentioned: Unexpected Podcast, The Demetra Obu Show, Dare Me with Emperor La Hoya, and Troll 3 Talkback. Check out the 4 shows, and that is this week with the Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts. Yeah! And y'all know, add me on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod Kid is many independent podcasters. You can see what everybody listens to. We can rate each other's shows, and we have the charts at this time. It's time for the Gentleman Lifestyle Achievement, where we spotlight everything that the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is doing, from the charts, from breaking news, and many more. Of course, we just got the Good Pod charts, and at this time for top 100 shows, we are number 11 on the normal charts, and we are number 8 on the indie chart. We went up from the last time I did it on Thursday. Let's continue to support the show. For Society and Culture, we are still number 2. No, we hanging on to that number 2 spot. We will get back to that number 1 spot soon. And for top 100 episodes, we are number 74 on the normal charts and number 67 on the indie charts for episode 127. We all need that little push. And y'all continue to check out the episode. That is a really inspirational episode. Check the episode out. Also, we are also on the charts on number 21 and 22 for the latest episode of Conversation About Music. the Mr. Gentleman album review episode, Volume 1. And yeah, once again, thank you for always showing love to Mr. Gentleman at the podcast. And that continue to grow the show because there's still more work to be done. This is not it. There's always more work to be done with everything. So continue to support the show. And support the official website, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. Y'all can listen to every episode of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Y'all can watch every video from Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, audio version, Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast TV, and the Mr. Gentleman Fact Report of the Day. Y'all can check out every guest profile who's been on my show so far. All 62 guests. That number will change soon. We all gonna have more new guests later this season. Stay tuned for that. Check out my guest appearances that I've been on. And also, we have merch. Check out the Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast merch store at tpublic.com. Just search Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast merch. Or y'all can buy it through the websites. We got shirts, hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, masks, and many more. So support Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast and buy some merch at tpublic.com and search Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast store. And support the website www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in to the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Date Night Talk Podcast, new episode this Thursday, and another episode, season 7 of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast next Sunday. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
Hey, it's your boy Bromar, host of The Bromar Show, and you are listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.